Hello, team 140. Welcome to week 7. Yes, mod 7. We are here already. It's going quickly. So make sure if there are any issues or otherwise you need help, strategies, plans, it has to be done now because there will be, a last effective date where I can actually accommodate revisions or plans like that, individualized, that I've been able to create throughout the term. Everyone knows I am available 7 days a week and evenings as well. My phone number is in my bio. I understand all the demands on your time, having been there and still doing that in many respects. So please stay in touch with me. But we are moving along quickly. As you can see, we just finished Mod 6. I will be grading as fast as I possibly can. If there are any issues, let me know. You had your check your knowledge. Now let's take a look. Now, resources. What does this resources say? It says required. All right, so I'm assuming safely as such, everyone has the book, right, which is an excellent book. These textbooks are selected by, reviewed by, and evaluated and endorsed by people who are at the top of the food chain in the criminal justice profession. They're chiefs of police, they're federal prosecutors, they are human services advocates, they are corrections professionals, etc. They also were students, and some of them still are in some respects, students involved in criminal justice. So they understand what is needed. And they selected this textbook because the biggest concern, and I said this before, the biggest concern that the subject matter experts, i.e., all these professionals that we brought in to develop the program, said one thing. We need to enhance the ability of our practitioners to communicate effectively in writing as well as orally. They have to have an excellent command of the English language. They have to be able to take the English language and be extraordinarily clear, perhaps more clear than any other discipline or profession, because when you think about it, at the end of the day, this is legal writing, okay? And you're involved in the text-only learning environment. So we are not face-to-face where you can raise your hand, we can debate and have teams. We don't have that opportunity. So how do you get better at writing? And I've said this before, read, okay? And I've been there, I get it. I have editors. I write for textbooks. And I tell you right now, I have never written something that wasn't kicked back for repair, revision, etc. Okay? So make sure, please understand, the emphasis on writing is critical here, and it's not going to fade or stop or go away when you move on to your next criminal justice course, which are taught by all these professionals who are demand and asking and are in support of effective communication. Excellence in communication is critical. So you know that these are required resources, right? Okay. So enough of that. Make sure you read what is there, okay? You had practice activity questions. Make sure, as always, you look at the rubric before you do anything at all. Open it up and see what's required. Okay, that's what I use as the guide to interpret whether or not you are comprehending and applying. That's really critical, okay? You had your Mod 6 assignment and a quiz. Moving on to Mod 7. All right, make sure you plan your week accordingly. All right, it is Mod 7. Check your knowledge. You have that. Those are really good preparatory exercises. Resources. Let's see what this says. Well, look at that. Required resources. Make sure I will be looking for, okay, whether or not you are utilizing the required resources to support your work, okay, within reason. So, again, it's as evidence, okay, of investigation, evidence of fact. When you say, well, the reason why I support or did this is because, or according to, this is how I support what I'm saying. Always remember, you're writing to teach, you're writing to inform. Pretend that you are writing for or looking to explain and or deliver a training module for a group of brand new, say, recruits, okay? And they need to know exactly what is required of them factually. That's why you have to have at least some citations and or at least some references to support what you say. So again, required resources for all that you do. That includes discussion boards, etc. Okay? Then you have your practice activity, interview setting. Let's take a look at the rubric. All right, so I have a template Word document. Looking down here, even though it's a template, it does not, okay, mean that you do not have to write clearly. You do not have to use citations or references or whatnot. You have to, okay? So don't get boxed in by the, the template, all right? Do the work and you will succeed. So here are your scenarios. Read through each one of them. They're all bulleted. And right here is the activity rubric, which is utilized to evaluate your work, okay? So articulation of response is worth 15 points. As you can see right here, clearly conveys meaning with correct grammar, sentence structure, and spelling. That includes formatting. Don't be afraid to break out new ideas into a new paragraph, okay? Formal or informal, etc., and it goes all the way down. And right here, okay, uses citations for ideas requiring attribution, because there's no such thing as original thought. So how you answer these questions has to have some foundation in the required resources, okay, in the course, not Wikipedia. We're talking about in the course, okay? Then you have project 2. Let's take a look at that. Project 2 guidelines and rubric. All right. Make sure you look at this. I believe it's a hostage or barricaded subject scenario. Very realistic. I was a bunch of those. Directions in your training, you'll explore communication with 4 different audiences: the caller, the male subject, the press, and your department. So you need to understand that each one of those has to completely and unequivocally, to the best of your ability, understand what you are saying and why you are saying it, okay? That's really important. So here are the audiences. Make sure you scroll down, read each one, outline your work, get your ideas together, make sure you have your resources lined up too as well, okay? And right here, you can utilize a template, a PowerPoint template for your presentation, okay? Again, please don't be boxed in by the blocks themselves, i.e. the template. Make sure you are clear and articulate, because right here, that's what's expected. You exceed proficiency in an exceptionally clear, insightful, sophisticated, or creative manner. All right? All right, moving down, you have all the elements that need to be addressed, etc. When you're doing that, you have to justify your responses. Again, sorry to be redundant, because you're going to have these. This tells me, pretend I'm the judge, pretend the prosecutor, that you actually review the evidence before bringing a case to trial. Somebody is going to be reviewing your work right to the letter to make sure that it is functional, it's telling the truth, and the evidence of fact is there. Okay, so there's that. It's a lot of work this week, so make sure you plan your time accordingly. Connect with me if you have any questions or need help. And lastly, you have a Mod 7 quiz. All right, so remember now, what I am asking of you has nothing to do with me. This is a reflection of the demands of the profession, as well as the demands of a university. You are writing academically, okay? It is a component of professional writing. When you write with clarity, and when people understand, a wide body of people understand what you are saying, that is the hallmark of critical thinking. You can demonstrate through the English language that you are a problem solver, and you will be solving people's problems. Because at the end of the day, even though you may not see it on TV or in the movies, we write everything down, and we have to be very explicit and clear and prepared. And that's why reading, sustained reading of these resources, okay, is what helped me get through my master's degree program several years ago, when I was a full-time police officer raising 4 children aged 7 months to 7 years, etc. It got me through that, and it also helped me when I pursued and completed my doctoral work, which has all been, the work itself is hard, and if it wasn't, then anyone could do it, and you can do it. So good luck this week. If you need anything, let me know. You know where I am.